Well, hello and welcome everyone to the rerun of Tier 1 or Tier 2 Round 1. Um, this is a catch-up round because I believe, I can't remember the reason, but I believe we tried something and it didn't quite work. So we had to cancel that day and we're going again now on the break week. So what I'll quickly do is I'll run through the standings that you'll see after end of the race when we do interviews with the drivers, and we'll run through a quick hot lap video of the track, and then we'll get into qualifying. So currently top 5 of the tier 2 standings, we got Jacko a 40-point lead over Marv. So Jacko is here today, so he might be able to extend that. I believe Marv is also, yes, Marv's also attending. I believe we only have a Red Bull and Williams reserve. Hato is currently in his seat as well. He's 105 points, so he's about 55 points off Jacko. And then you got Piastri Goat in P4 with 104 for his points tally, 56 points behind. He's also attending today. And you got Ramsey, 64 points back from Jacko, 8 points gap between him and Oscar on 96, and it's limitless behind Battle Cat, last season's champion, Lamb, Echo, Letter P for the top 10. We'll just quickly go over constructors. Sauber currently leads that with 45-point gap to Racing Bulls in P2. Then it's Racing Bulls seen on 194, Sauber on 239. McLaren 173, 66 points back from Sauber, by 21-point gap between Racing Bulls, and then Williams on 153. Now, I believe we are starting soon. Just give me 2 seconds to find that out. We might get another commentator. I'll just go tell the other person. I might mute my mic real quick. Joseph, I've let them know. If Battlecat or Scotty doesn't send one, I can send one. We're quickly going to run for a hot lap over the track. So, into turn 1, I believe it's a 5th gear corner. Want to run as much of that inside curb, or hit that inside curb as cleanly as it can. Sets up the run for turn 2, use all the exit curb as well. Then on the run to, I believe it's turn 3, a brake just at the light. Want to click that inside curb, roll the car through, use all the track available, keep it in 4th gear. You can run in 5th. Go through 6th gear. It's a flat out corner, so I don't really need to lift, but you can if you want. Into 7, I believe that is. You want to basically chuck the car in. Through 8 is just all flat all the way down to turn 9, 10, which is the fast left-right chicane. So we'll just wait a bit before we get there. And then fold in at the corner, over the top of both cars, cut as much as you want. Then on the run to 11, I believe this is a 3rd gear corner. You can use 2nd. You want to use all or most of that inside car. Don't want to touch the red part of it though. You can bounce over it. Flat out through 12 and then into 13. You want to brake just at the 50 move board, and 14 is almost, you can get away with it being flat, but you have to be very brave on the power. Anyway, that is a hot lap.
And Apollo Pepsi should be in here in just a moment, but qualifying is underway.
Good evening.
And here we are, Albert Park. Evening, Apollo.
Yeah, I just had my desktop audio muted. I was trying to figure out why that wasn't working. It should be all
good,
fixed
mate.
now. So, cars coming out on track. I don't know who's first out because I was distracted a bit. So, it's a Sauber. Which one is it? I think it's Jacko, our championship leader, by about 40 points to, I believe it's a Marv in P2 for Aston.
Correct.
Rerun of Albert Park. First week for Tier 2 didn't go as planned. I think we got qualifying done, but we decided to scrap it all. But first lap with Jacko, if you want to take us through the lap process.
Yep. All right. We've got Jacko just going through the opening part of the lap there. Looks like a pretty good exit out of turn 2 and 3. This is the part where you just want to make sure you get this left hand, not too much curb on the outside there. He hasn't invalidated, that's still clean. So a nice start there from Jacko. Coming through, he's going to come through the new section of Australia here. Nice long straight here, just to put the power down, get the car in the exact position that you'd like. Coming through, open up the back wing. Take as much pace down as you can, entering into the graveyard section, of course. It's been altered a little bit. You saw Marty B earlier today going through here and got a little bit squirrely, but Jacko seems to have perfected that one nicely. He's having a good run here. Turn 12, I believe this one, a little bit tricky. Doesn't take too much of the curb on the outside there, so was rather clean, you'd have to say. Keeping the car nice and straight. This looks like a pretty decent lap. First one on the board here, you'd say, Apollo. Just coming around the final turn now. End this one off. Very clean. Starts off with a very handsome 1:16.9, so he will go a lot faster than that.
1:16.9, letter P comes across the line, 16.6, and then Oscar just blows out of the water with 15.4. And I do say that is close to Tier 1 pace when we all did this, I believe 8 weeks ago when the season started. But this track is, it's a very hit and miss track for some drivers. If you're not comfortable with the car, then you're not going to get the pace out of the car because it's a very track that you have to... You'll hear a lot of skilled drivers say this, but it's a very floaty track with the car. You had to really slide the car through the corners to actually get the pace out of it.
You've actually just been reported, yeah, Cockkerot in the Red Bull. He can't take control of the car, so we're just trying to get some information to him and see if he can come back in and get control of that one.
Oh, but Jacko's championship rival Marv crossing the line, 17.2, just behind Battlecat, who's currently sitting P7, just behind Jacko by 7,000, so comfortable margins. But I say Piastri's time will not be beaten very easily.
It's pretty rapid, there's no doubt about that, a 1:15.4, so Oscar definitely setting the pace, there's no doubt about it.
I would say one person who's currently on a fly off a lap is Aussie 2K Goat, who's dropped from Tier 1 and has been deemed eligible for Tier 2. Now he's reserving for his, I believe it's one of his drivers, I can't remember which one.
It's Toddy is out today, unfortunately for Williams, who's been pretty good with Hato, you've got to admit, in Tier 2. They've been a really good pairing this season so far. So, yeah, let's see what Aussie can do. We know he's been in Tier 1 for quite a while. He was a Tier 2 champion here at Inters after we moved him up. I think it was from Tier 4. He was battling it out with Battlecat. This is quite a few seasons ago now, but he was sandbagging big time. So we had to move him up halfway through the season, but he did win his chip a couple of seasons later up in Tier 2. So it's good to see him back in the tier where he won a championship, and let's see how Aussie goes today.
Oh, he's crossed the line for 16.2, about 0.8 off the pace of Oscar, who's currently set the pace. So one near is MJ Roller, who's actually quite rapid as well once he gets into the rhythm. I've raced him a couple times. He's actually quite a quick driver.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, that's an impressive time. Yeah.
Lamb also flying into the fast left right. He's actually gone purple sector 2, and it's actually the tires did not look like it was wanting to give in to that one. Almost on off track for the McLaren, frozen into, I believe this is turn 11. Using all that inside curb plus the red part, which usually you don't see drivers taking. Through the final corner. Probably out of battery or out of deployment. 16.2 for Lamb as well, so staying in P6, so it looks like Oscar's just has the outright pace over everyone at the moment, so could see Oscar Piastri Lando Norris type drive from the McLaren.
Yeah, I believe we've just capped his assists as well. So to be that far ahead of the rest, Australia's definitely one of his best tracks. You'd have to say. So yeah, Aussie's sitting 16-2, pretty even with a bunch of those guys there. You've got Lamb and Ghost Rider and Romsey. Romsey's been really impressive the last few weeks as well for the Alpine team. And just while I was mentioning Cockerider, it looks like he did come back. He's in the car, but out of quali, so it looks like he'll be all right to go for the race.
I was going to hope he does have the setup in his car, 'cause I believe after qualifying ends, if he doesn't have it, he's not going to be able to load it regardless, so that might be an issue that could arise. Let a peek. Oh, I think he's on a cool down or an out lap. Oh no, this is Jacko. Let a P is on an out lap, just a few corners behind. Ghost Rider about to get his a little tow from his teammate for his lap, which is interesting, considering Romsey's further down the timing order than his teammate. Only by about 2 positions, but even pace between the two.
Yeah, let's just have a look at Ghost Rider. Look, he's sitting on the bottom actually of the Tier 2 table, which is surprisingly. He had a really consistent season for Aston Martin last year in Tier 2, but whatever reason finds himself down at the bottom at the moment.
Maybe the increase in competition that's arise has put a bit more pressure on the Alpine driver for this season. He's currently on a lap behind his teammate, getting a nice, lovely tow. Tow's worth about, I say around this track, about a second of worth of pace, so this is going to be a great time if he can put it together.
Absolutely. It's good to see him up the front around Australia at the moment, so yeah, he'll be looking to hopefully get a bit closer to pole with this one, getting a nice little tow here.
Oh, was on board with me, just saying hit turn 9 a bit too hard and invalidated. I wonder who's in front of. I think Romsey's just been impeded by Aussie just a bit. I think he's turned on the battery recovery. No, he's still pushing. Must not have been hindered that much.
Yeah, we're gonna know once he comes around to finish. I've got my eye on Marv as well, who's going through the second sector at the moment, just hitting the graveyard sector.
Well, both Alpines deciding to both pit as MJ Roller crossing the line sentence down, but I don't know if he's going again. I don't think he is. Jacko going across the line 16.2 puts a P3, so he's moved up from P9, and teammates done the same thing. He's pushed him down to P4 now. He's now sitting P3. And that is quite a close gap.
Yeah, Marv just improved slightly, goes up to P10, but I don't think Jacko will be too disappointed to see his teammate just one above him in P3, of course. Jacko will want to use the letter P throughout this race, just to use a bit of a buffer, you'd want to say, as Jacko leading the competition. Just wants a bit of friendly teammate help throughout the race to make sure that he can secure as many points as possible and just try and, put as much distance between that championship and the rest as he can.
Well, I would say I think Oscar Piastri's not gonna wait until the last few minutes to go out, just in case. He's saving those set of soft tires, just in case safety cars do arise in the race, which tends to happen around Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's not avoiding. I believe tier 1 got a 1 or 2. I'm not quite
Jeez,
sure.
that's a good memory.
As Lamb currently on his flying lap, purple sector 1, so he's got the fastest of everyone. We'll see what his sector 2 split is. Currently seen on the 16-2. You can basically call a 16-3 with that, with his 299 at this point, as he's only up half a tenth or 7 thousandths at this point.
And I've noticed since Lamb's inclusion into the league, he's barely been separated by the Battle Cat. They were battling it out the first few races side by side, and they've just found themselves separated by Jetman, who just puts himself up in P9 in the Haas at the moment, the team principal there. So good to see Jetman. He's missed a couple of weeks recently, but he's back on the grid here and up inside the top 10 in Tier 2. He's looking like he's got a bit of form today.
Lamb's just found some magical pace in that third sector. He's gained about 5 tenths in that last sector. That is currently McLaren 1-2 at the moment, so Lamb's probably going to try and get back as quickly as he can to keep that. No, Dante's will be absolutely happy with this at the moment.
Those McLarens looking good, mate. That's for sure.
I think Jamman might be on a lap. No, I don't think he is actually. Scotty's not on a lap.
Oh, Limitless just goes into P2 if you don't mind in the RB with a 1:15.6. So just under 2 tenths.
Scotty has binned it.
Oh, jeez, he certainly has. He's out.
And
that tyre is well and truly off the car.
That's an interesting place to bin it as well, because I was on board of him before. He didn't spin it out of 10. That's quite far down.
Yeah, that's...
he's probably lost...
Did he dip a... He must have dipped a toe? Like,
dip the tyre...
Coming into 12?
Dip the tyre, controller disconnect, because I know if controller disconnect, it tends to throw you either left or right.
Yeah, that's odd for Scotty. He's normally very clean. Just his handling, you know? Very precise.
Oh, Limitless can't... Oh, I didn't even see Limitless go up. That's Limitless at 15.6. He's splitting the two McLarens at the moment. His teammate Echo is not out on track. I think Echo has a qualifying ban. I'm not quite certain.
Oh, I think he served that, but we do have Golden Sniper on a lap at the moment in the Aston Martin, who recently signed. He's cutting a bit of grass there, trying to get as much time. Looks like he's going to might run out of battery though as this lap goes on, just through the graveyard.
It's currently up half a tenth, so he did find some time by cutting that grass on the inside.
He was on the mediums earlier, so he's on the faster.
Oh, that's
nice
a
little slide there. Yeah. Having a bit of fun out there. I think he's going to box.
Yeah, I think he's had his fun. He's in for no tyres off that one. Scotty says he looked at Racing League tools at the wrong time. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep. That's all it takes.
Take one eye off where you're going and you're suddenly in a wall. I think Jacko is out on track for an out lap. The Battle Cat is on a lap. I don't know if he's actually on a flyer. He might be. I think he is.
Let's have a look. Yeah, of course, Battle Cat, the Tier 2 champion from last season. And yeah, I don't think he would have performed too well up in Tier 1 if he did get that promotion. So he's gone back to medium traction this season and up into P10.
He's found 3 tenths. That's pushed him in front of Jetman. Oh, fuck. They're got hiccups now. This ain't great. Yeah, so P10 for the Battle Cat, about midfield. We do have a full 20-car grid, which is been a long time coming, I think, for some rounds. I think most rounds we don't really get them. I think last week we didn't because mainly it was Portugal and a sprint round. I don't think a lot of people like Portugal or sprints.
Yeah, I think we've managed at least 18, if not 19, 20 most rounds. So I think we've been pretty good.
I know for a
But on
fact
Easter Saturday,
I know for a fact I did not have fun, mainly because I got damage on both races.
yeah, it was a tough one for you, wasn't it?
Get damaged both races, and you're already slow, and you get damaged again. And it's like, oh well, you can't go any slower.
Yep. It's one of those weekends.
As Jacko restarts his lap after invalidating, I think Donwa was he's on a lap just in front, and I believe he is. I think he will be the first one to cross out. Actually, he's just invalidated. I'll say that.
Yeah, Donmore, you got to say, I mean, he's been at Inters since season 1. He is really OG when it comes to Inters Racing League, and he's in Tier 2. And you got to say his progression over the last couple of seasons has been probably one of the biggest within the ranks of the league. So yeah, he was always pretty much T4, T3 when we had T4 going, but to see him up in Tier 2, it's a credit to him, and he's been holding his own really well this season, so good on Donmore. Shout out to him.
Oh, that's a bit of a impeding by whoever's that's behind Jacko. I think that's an Asima. I don't know which one that is. But the massive train at the last sector for a tow is hilarious. This is what you see for Tier 1 drivers. They search for a tow to get everything.
Wow.
Jacko's all over the back of a Merc. I think that's...
Prosperic Bear, yep. He's all over the keyboard.
And the leader of this train, I think it's MJ Roller who's leading this. Just in front of Piastri.
Jacko's had to pull out. Jacko's pulled out. He won't be happy. The championship leader compromised on his final lap.
One that's not happy is Lamb. He left the pit lane 50 seconds ago. He was not making that line. He's gonna... If this tow gives a lot of drivers a lot of extra time on their laps, he's gonna fall down on order.
Interesting.
As one of the Haas across the line, now it's Jetman. I don't believe he improved this time, so he did. He went 2/10 faster, but I think he invalidated, so he stays P11. Lamb will be next, but he's finished. I think Marv will be next one across the line.
Yeah, and then the Alpines, you got Romsey towing Ghost Rider.
As Marv across the line does go 4/10 faster, hits Battlecat down a peg into P11. Now we got both...
Romsey next.
Yeah, we got both Alpines. So we got Romsey goes for Romsey stays 9th, and his teammate goes to 7th. Aussie and 6th. Roller stays where he is. Piastri goes even faster, but wasn't that quick and wasn't much faster. It was only a couple thousandths. Lemons Drago, he went faster. He went to a 0.666. You don't want to say that too many times. As and we're just waiting for letter P now to get to the line. I think he's out of fuel.
Yeah, I think he was cutting that pretty close.
Well, Lamb might be a sign of relief at this moment. Still at the top.
Yeah. He'll be breathing a sigh of relief, yep.
Seen it was a 6-car slipstream train. I don't think... from what I saw, it wasn't planned well. They were all way too close.
Yeah, look... Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, the boys just got a bit bunched up there and there wasn't a clean run for a few of those front runners, so it's unfortunate, but you got Oscar in P1, Limitless Draco P2 in the RB, you've got Lamb in P3, the letter P in the Sauber in P4, MJ Roller, the new reserve in Red Bull in P5, that's a fantastic showing, Aussie 2K Goat, the team principal for Williams in P6, Ghost Rider, Alpine in P7, Jacko the championship leader, Hado in P9, and Romsey will round out the top 10 there in the Alpine, so both Alpines in the top 10. You've got to say Jacko is just going to have to let things come to him, take the opportunities, and hopefully he can catch up to his teammate there and push up a bit further up the field.
More interesting is that Oscar's done that. Basically, you could say his banker was enough to keep it on pole. He didn't even need to go out the second time, but he decided to anyway. Yep. So I'm going to assume that because we we did say he did get the limiter put on him. He's on Med TC. He's probably been practicing quite a bit because I know he does quite a few leagues.
Yeah.
I believe did a league either on I think Thursday or Wednesday at Jeddah on Med TC, which is if you ask Battlecat, it's not easy.
No, this tier is it's just not consistent at all. You can have someone who's on pole like Oscar, and last week he'll be 8th or something. Here you go.
Well, 5 red lights. Who's gonna get the better start out of Drago or Oscar? Looks like Oscar gets a pretty good start, but Lamb, I think, has got the better start of all 3 of them. He's trying to get past the town. We got Aston in the wall. Sauber's going sideways at turn 1. It's all kicking off. And there's already a second gap between the top 3 and 4.
Wow. Yep, you got a couple going side by side up. Oh, looks like who's that? You got Hado and Aussie at the moment. You got Jacko getting caught up in the.
Oh, it's Marv. He's
looks
around.
like he's got the better of it. Marv's around.
And I think MJ Rollers just closed that gap the tiniest bit, so he's going to get a bit of slipstream off the back of the McLaren. The worst thing is for the McLarens is that since they're together, strategy is going to be painful.
Yeah, absolutely. Letter P has fallen down 7 positions off the start of the race. So, he got an Alpine in front of him. Romsey going wide. He's in the grab. So, Letter P will take advantage of that up into P10 at the moment. So, he just needs to get his head on straight here and see if he can get back up to his teammate who's just in front of the Battle Cat at the moment in P8.
Jetman with a very late break in behind Romsey, actually hitting him into turn 11. Romsey's actually got damage to his front wing on the left side. Well, he's missing quite a lot of that front wing as well. I'd say that's about orange front wing on the left. Just completely gone. So that's not going to be good for balance at all. But MJ has kept up with the top 3. He's actually broken DRS of a Ghost Rider in P5. It's now 1.3 seconds. And now if I was either Aussie or Hado they can actually DRS pop each other to catch this back up. Because it is 4 DRS, which I believe is still too excessive. They need to remove 1.
Hado's got a nice run. Look, they really need to work together and get this right here. Looks like Aussie's gonna, he gets the move done there on Ghost Rider. Oh, Hado! Jacko's gonna look here, he's got the...
That move was never on from Hado on Ghost Rider. Oh, a bit of contact, a bit more contact!
Oh! Yeah, look, Hado and Jacko, they've been going at it all season, these guys. There was a bit of back and forth in the Tier 2 chat last weekend. What do you see?
VSC's been deployed for Drop Bear at turn 11. I think that was contact.
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
I think that was contact between Kakarot and someone else, which made a Constantina effect, which caught the Mercedes. Got a couple pitters. So Rumsey's in to fix his front wing. I believe that's for a hard tire as well. Battlecat was in as well. I think he was in for hards. I don't think he's fixing anything. But currently, pretty compact at the moment. There's some small gap groups forming, but there's just been...
drive through for Jetman.
I think Rumsey got a drive through as well on the exit of pit lane, which is even more worse because you don't get the delta until you cross the line.
Yeah, that's one of the worst glitches in the game.
As Drop Bear has decided to leave.
Yeah, yep. Poor fella. That's his day done. Cockeriot, you got to say, he's had a pretty good start. He's up 8 positions, up into P11.
I'm gonna say his setup did load. He's
just gone into the wall.
I've just watched that wing go fly. I jumped on the last second.
He's in the gravel.
Well, that's just commentator custom. Oh, he's gone into the gravel. Yeah, he's in the kitty litter.
What is going on here?
Yep, and he's into pit lane, and I believe Jetman is in the pit lane as well for just new tires. Up to the front of the field.
10 second.
Oh, that one's gonna hurt as well.
Oh.
Basically, I have to hope for a safety car now to get rid of that 10 second.
Things are seeming a little frenetic out here. Just
Well,
need to get a nice deep breath and just calm things down, a few of these guys.
Well, that VSC, they dropped Aussie and Ghost Rider quite easily, but now, because of that VSC, has brought them back into it. So this is now a 9-car train.
Let's have a look.
Oh, actually, they just dropped Aussie again, so I think Aussie actually... Oh, no, Aussie has the DRS. I think he's too far away to get the best out of Slipstream. And I don't believe he's going to get it again.
Tell you what, Aussie might be eyeing a podium today. He'd be feeling pretty damn confident sitting on the Tier 2 grid at the moment. He's got the fastest lap. Well, it's just been overtaken by Lamb. He did have the fastest lap.
Well, I would say Aussie would... he's already driven this track in Tier 1, so he knows what the strategy is. I'm just going to be interested if he does what we did in Tier 1 and pit the same lap, or if he goes earlier, because I believe in Tier 1 we all went early on our pit stops.
Well, he's going to have to contend with Ghost Rider at the moment because Aussie's got no DRS and Ghost Rider's all over the back of him.
Now, what was it? It was a 9-car train, and now it's turned into a 4-car train for the lead, as McLarens are just doing the switcheroo. As Oscar Piastri leads, as Lamb's not going to have the DRS. Here comes MJ Roll. Is he going to try and make a move? I don't believe he is. No, but he's just sending him back. Ghost Rider gets past. Doesn't really close the gap that much, so... Because they're a 4-car train with all of them having DRS, you can't really close a gap.
Ghost Rider loses the back end with that tank slapper. He's lost 2.5, 3 positions currently. Letter P up on the inside going into turn 1. He's going to get it done.
Letter P was actually sideways out of the last corner, trying to avoid Ghost Rider on the outside.
Tell you what, Letter P's got a good run on Hato here.
Oh, there's a yellow flag, second last corner.
I thought he was going to throw it.
I think that's Jetman, second last corner. Had a bit of a spin on the mediums.
Yep, it's Golden Sniper back into the pit, so he's not having a good run at the moment.
Yeah, it's Golden Sniper. He's done. He's retired, so that's Aston gone.
Bugger.
That's
who's that? Roller. Having a sneaky look, just heading in the graveyard there in the Red Bull, but it's kind of Limitless is just going to sit back and just watch this for a few more laps.
That was a very late braking though by the RB into turn 11. Not as late as one of the drives on lap 1 actually using a car ahead as a braking board. I think MJ Roll is going to try and move on Lamb, and Lamb's got that all covered. He has the DRS to assist him in that.
Also, you got Velocity Echo in the RB in P10 at the moment. He's up from P20. You were right. It was a quali ban he had to serve, so he's looking very fast.
As MJ Roller tried around the outside of the Lamb at turn 3, a bit of contact between the two sends Red Bull driver a bit wide.
Tell you what, Letter P and Hato side by side there. That was very nice racing.
As Jetman has retired into the pit lane as well, so that's another car gone.
Letter P's gonna... Oh, there's contact! There just wasn't enough room there. I thought Hato gave him a nice little... Probably paid the price for it.
I think that squeeze was a bit too much. And that
it was a bit cheeky.
That's killed Letter P more than it's killed Hato, as he's lost basically his whole wing off it. That one is definitely going to be in the short zone for sure, as Ghost Rider's off the track.
So it's a letter pissed off at the moment. That's what it is.
We might see a bit more tier 2 drama in the tier 2 chat like we did a few weeks or last week.
Mate, bet on it.
At this point, it's like a TV drama.
It is. Get the popcorn out, ads.
Get the popcorn, get the cameras. Basically can make a Drive to Survive our winters.
Yeah, we should. Let's do a podcast.
Get a whole podcast going of drivers. We just don't have we just won't have any race engineers to talk to.
Limitless is he's having a good look at the RBs at the moment.
I think MJ Roller's actually having a look at them instead.
Oh, no, you're right.
I actually
the McLarens.
Fuck, he's gonna go. Oh, that's not gonna work.
Just ran out of room.
Lambs are having to attack his teammate just to defend a position. Oh, that's a squeeze. Oh,
jeez. That's marginal.
And all
this is going to allow Aussie to catch up, but he's got to catch up though. He's 3.5 seconds off, so he's having trouble as well.
Aussie, you can probably see this in the distance, just them going at it, and he's probably loving it. He's caught about 2/10 over, I would say 2/10, but the DRS is powerful. Or Limitless with a bit of a snap out of 2. And here comes MJ Roller again, probably around the outs. No, he's not close enough. Oh, Limitless is gone. Oh, I don't even have him added.
Dom War is boxing.
Limitless just DC'd. I don't believe I do have him added. Oh no, he joined. Never mind.
He's back. Yep. So you got Cocker with 16 seconds of pens. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to last today. And he's into the pits at the moment. There we go. Jeez.
You called it. It didn't last long. Well, what we're basically seeing is a remake of real life Oz GP if it weren't raining.
Oh, These the RB has been resurrected. It's coming back out onto track. So hopefully it doesn't get in the way of these front runners at the moment who are just coming up to turn 1.
Well, we did see this last week. God. Is I can't.
Oh, where's he gonna go?
And Limitless's car just retired on track.
Yep, he's just pulled over.
I think Limitless had the can't control bug and it just retired his car.
Yeah, it came back in, couldn't take control, you'd imagine. So this game, honestly, it's just cooked. It's just cooked. You feel so sorry for these guys.
It's a dumb feature.
It is. It's ridiculous. They can't fix this crap.
The fact that you had to either exit the game completely or Alt F4 is insane.
It's a joke, really.
Just to keep the car from dying.
Oh, jeez. MJ Roller, he's doing everything, but Lamb's just... He's defending like Perez a few seasons ago.
Well, Echo's gone past Ghostfire for PC because he's up 14 positions from where he started.
Oh, and he's boxing, so he's going for the undercut, MJ Roller.
Now, that could either be a smart play or...
I think it's brilliant.
It is a smart play, but then you got to think about... If McLaren just stay out with the DRS,
yep,
they can nullify that undercut. Most likely.
He's going to come out. Oh, let's have a look.
Oh,
he should come out clean here.
He should come out just in front of Battlecat. He's coming into turn 1 now. I think Battlecat's gonna. He's got to have a shot at him. I think. Oh, he's not close enough, actually.
He's not going to. No. Nicely played. So let's see how this one unfolds.
Battlecat's going to be getting dragged along and being able to save his tires because those are 8-lap old tires. He's still lap 2. for
Yeah, it's good
those.
timing for Battle Cat there. Yep. He needed that because Marv was all over the back of him, and then 3 seconds behind Marv is Hato.
Hato and Aussie, who are both line astern again after hitting. Now,
And
the
the
question
the letter
is...
P's caught up to the back of those Williams too. Well, he's 3 seconds off, but just we'll have to keep an eye on that one too.
so Oscar Piastri's answering to this undercut. His teammate Lamb stays out as he's basically forced to stop a double stack. Jacko's in. Echo's staying out one more with Ghost Rider behind him. Now, let's have a look. Sit on board with MJ Roller. And we'll see. There's Oscar Piastri on the inside of the corner. He's just gonna keep it. Oh, the switch
that's
back!
beautiful.
That's
Magnificent.
That's a perfect overtake.
Yeah, that's move of the day. MJ Roller.
Saw that Oscar was having trouble getting on power. Knew you would have a tailway exit and just went under and over, basically.
Yep. Nah, that worked out really well there. Well done from the Red Bull driver. Oscar's going to be on the back of him here. Let's see if he can get close enough.
Limitless is the call to quits.
Oh, look at this. If you don't mind, there goes the McLaren.
And McLaren goes through. I think Battlecat's just falling off these guys just due to a tyre. Now, Lamb's into the pit lane. Let's see where he ends up in relation to MJ. Considering that Oscar came out basically side by side, you'll think that Lamb will be around where Battlecat is. He's not even off the pit limiter yet.
No, not even close.
He's gonna end up behind Battlecat at this rate. No,
Battlecat's had to pull up there. Yep.
Just in front of the Battlecat.
So here we go. These two again, back at it. I mentioned it earlier. So Lamb's got his work cut out. He's got 2 seconds behind MJ Roller. If he wants to get anywhere back near his teammate, he's going to have to make those inroads.
How's Aussie in tier 2 because he's been eligible by admin vote. And he's pretty washed.
Yeah, the whole Williams crew are pretty much boats. Just kidding.
If he's washed, what am I? Because I was fighting him in Austria at that point. And Portugal.
Yeah, I mean, we did move down the letter P from tier 1 earlier in the season, and Scotty as well, so you could probably put Aussie, in that bracket as well. If you look, if letter P didn't have that incident, he'd be neck and neck with Aussie in the tier 2 standings at the moment in Australia, so we're not far off.
Oh, Oscar Piastri and MJ Roller. Still not separated by anything. Lamb's, I think, closed that gap. Like, I don't know what it was to begin with. I don't think he's going to close it this time, though. Oscar's not activating that DRS. He doesn't want to pass. As now he's going to go for the move at turn 11. Yeah, I have a feeling that since Oscar's leading and his teammates only have 1.9, is that you're going to hold up P2 as much as you can. And I think he's actually doing that to let Lamb into DRS.
Yep.
Because Lamb's just caught about 5/10 in Sector 3.
Yeah, I mean, those McLarens are working so well together, so it'd be smart for Piastri to let his teammate back in, just subtly, and Hato up into P5, gets the move done on Battlecat up into turn 1.
As MJ tried around the outside of Oscar, and this is where he can really hold up the Red Bull driver. Yeah, I think he's doing it. That's about 2/10 gained for Lamb at the moment. He's almost in it.
He's doing a great job.
And,
It's just the Red Bull's pushing him around.
and I think Lamb's in DRS. Let's have a look at his wing. Yep, he's got DRS. So Lamb's Oscar just backing him up as MJ down the inside at turn 9.
Yep. So job done there for Oscar, and he lets MJ through. Probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, and now they just need to coordinate when to attack the Red Bull,
That's right.
while also keeping the Williams out of the range. Currently a 2.8 gap with Aussie leading Halo. Battlecat trying to hang on, but I don't think those tires are helping him anymore. As Lamb fastest lap, 18.4.
So at the moment, everyone will score points. So even if you are P15, you've just got to finish this race, and you'll pick up a point.
I think I don't know if it's on purpose, but I think MJ was also just doing the same thing to Oscar in sector 1.
Oh, fair's fair.
And
Here we go. He's not going to make it easy for the McLaren around the outside.
As Oscar goes, oh, the boat gone! I think that's a safety car. Oh, that's a it's a safety car. Safety car's been deployed.
Wow. So it looks like Lamb and MJ Roller came together there after Oscar went around the outside. I'm not sure if MJ Roller's Lamb on his outside. I don't know. We'll have to have another look there. What did you see, Apollo?
I saw. Well, they were side by side. I saw MJ trying to close the door on a Lamb that's already there, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, hopefully not too many reports just because of last weekend. I know the boys were inundated.
And look who's leading at the moment.
Aussie! Yeah.
Williams 1-2.
The Willies, yep.
Battlecat into P4 after Lamb having to do that front wing. He's actually gone drop all the way down to P9. P8.
Yep.
Echo.
Everyone throwing the mediums, yep, Echo.
Yeah, everyone on the medium tire, the top 2 staying, which could, well, we saw from the first and mediums didn't go that long. They only went about 10 laps and people started getting off them.
Yeah, yep, 9-10 laps.
But it's also, you do not want to be on 6-7 lap old hards.
Yeah, nor softs.
Well, that's going to be an interesting look for tier 2 stewards.
Well.
I've seen the exact incident happen before, but the other way around. I've seen someone crash on the inside wall instead of the outside wall.
Yep.
And yeah, it wasn't pretty. It caught about half the grid.
It's always tricky coming in a graveyard there, especially with 3 cars, 2 of them trying to overtake. There's just, I don't know, these cars are so big. The contact, I guess it's a little bit better. You can kind of keep it together a bit better than previous seasons, but yeah, it's just unfortunate for MJ Roller, who was doing a really good job there on his own, battling those McLarens as a reserve driver. So I dare say it's the last we'll see of MJ Roller. I hope we do see him again, because that was pretty impressive.
As a driver on any sim, you're always pushing the limits of what you can do, and I think those 2 pushed the contact model limit a bit too far.
Yeah. That's
And
the one.
they both paid the price, so one of them paid even more than the other one.
You got to keep in mind as well, Haydo had a little incident with the letter P,
Now,
which could put him in a bit of hot water with the steward. So he is leading the race. And we'll have to keep that in mind as well.
now that's interesting. I know what Ozzy did. He's driven off track and let his teammate go through because he's in the championship fight. But I'm interested now what Ozzy is about to do on these hard tires. Is he gonna try and hold the pack much as he can, let his teammate get a big of a gap before the storm of medium tires starts rolling in?
Yeah, look, Ozzy will make the right call. I'm pretty confident of that. He's been a team principal here for, I think, at least 4 seasons, something like that. He's pretty OG when it comes to making the right decisions during race, especially being the team principal here. He'll know what to do to make the best decision for his team.
Oh, Haydo's typing in chat, the safety car, saying he's the one that made the call to switch the cars around. So the leading tier 2 driver made the call, and now, because they removed the pausing to warm up your tires, now everyone has to do it by themselves, which is not the greatest thing in the world. You can't even warm them up on Australia.
No.
I think the best track to warm a tire on safety car is Qatar because it's just relatively warm and there's a lot of corners to do it on.
That's right.
But,
yeah, Haydo, you got to remember, we just talk shit around here. We really don't know what's going on.
I think he called on the last corner. He's kind of caught it. Oscar a bit napping. Battlecat's kept with the McLaren. I don't think Lamb's going to be able to get past Echo. We're going to turn wide. No one's going side by side, so we're all being sensible.
Yeah, you've got Echo on the outside of Jacko, but he's yep. Oh, they've locked wheels. This is going to be interesting. Contact.
Oh, Lamb's going to try it. Lamb's gone down the inside. Oh, that's risky.
There goes the letter P.
Letter P's also through. That was a risky move from Lamb, considering what happened on the straight. I wouldn't have done a move like that.
I tell you what, Lamb. Yep, sorry, mate. He's not second guessing, is he?
Oh, the Williams are making a blockade for Oscar. He can't get through on the straight. He had so much overspeed, but he couldn't move.
Lamb gets the move done on Jacko up into P6.
As here comes Oscar Piastri trying around the outside of Aussie. 2K, bit of contact. That's a weak and gone.
Oh, they're in the wall.
And yeah. Oh, that has to be another safety car. Hayter's gone.
Oh my goodness.
Another safety car's been called. Oscar Piastri. He's got no front wing now.
Absolute chaos. Absolute carnage.
Now, from the spectator view, no bias, but that honestly looks like, to me looks like both drivers not wanting to give space.
The Williams?
The Williams pushing Oscar as much as he could.
Yeah.
That Oscar trying to just fight for space because he was basically on the car.
Boys.
He couldn't go anywhere. He's actually put on the hard tire. I'm surprised he didn't go on a soft, considering he has a spare soft.
He might not. Oh, he does. Okay.
Well, he only used two. He only used 2 sets of.
No, you're right. Yeah. Jeez. Well. Just carnage. So yeah, Haydo's not going to be happy.
Well, he's already not happy. I can see it from the chat. And from my view, is you're both kind of in the wrong.
Yeah. We'll hopefully the boys can just simmer on this.
It doesn't help that more the fact I know it's F1 is you want to score a lot of points for your team. You want to get the best result for the team, like a 1-2, but when you're got someone who can push a minimum speed corner more than a 9-lap-old hard can, and you're over slowing, it's kind of like you're asking for trouble.
Yep. Yeah, the margins are too fine, and this is normally the outcome.
As I
What
think
6 DNFs?
Oscar's back in, so I think he's just selected the wrong tire, or he's gone back to that medium, because it's basically only done 75% of a lap. Yeah, he's gone back to that medium tire. Previously, Scotty's back in.
Yeah, Scotty got caught up in that as well. I saw him, his back wing slamming into the wall, and it was just chaos. It was chaos there. So the competition leader, Jacko's in P8 at the moment. He'll be fairly happy with that, considering what's gone on today, and 3 cars in front of him with time pens. And then you've got the Marv, who's P2 in the championship. He's in P3 at the moment, and the Battle Cat up into P2. So yeah, those guys will be laughing at the moment.
I know Battle Cat will be laughing at the moment because he's I don't think he's had the best results or the results he wanted this season. But now he's he's sitting P2. Well, he's just been, I think, unfortunate with incidents, just being caught up. Can't really. He tries to avoid them. He does avoid them, but then he just gets collected.
Yeah. He's also brilliant with full traction, and of course, he's on medium traction this season, so it's restricted him somewhat.
I think Scotty just be the last one to grid, so I think we'll be going one more lap on the safety car, and then we'll be going again. Now, the plan for basically Battle Cat at the moment is to pass Aussie as quick as he can. Get that buffer, because you do not, as we see, you do not want to be stuck behind 10-lap-old hard tires into turn 11 especially.
No, that's right.
I don't think Scotty's intentionally not catching. I think, well, if what Gross has said about Scotty hitting the wall backwards, he might have rear wing and damage.
Yeah.
And well, he's in the pit lane again, so.
Interesting, Pepsi. The RBs, I reckon, have kind of just gone under the radar in the last few weeks, and it's really the Williams, McLaren, and the Kick Saubers that have really kind of turned things up a bit in terms of temperature and rivalry at the moment, and you can see that with the outcomes the last couple of races. Yeah, there's been a few incidents between those cars, so it's definitely heating up out there.
Less of the smack talk about RB sandbagging. Now it turned into McLaren sandbagging, Williams sandbagging, and all this and that.
As we said, Inter's whinging league.
It's getting a bit over the top at some point.
It is.
It gets a bit funny at times, and it's like, oh, we're still going on about this? Okay. But it's more funny when you look at it, it's like, they get into instances they can't even avoid, so it's not even their fault as well. Like the one in Singapore, I believe Limitless or Echo got involved into it. He couldn't avoid it I think he tried to, but he couldn't because someone went spinning across the track and couldn't stop him. What is this camera? There we go.
Alright, so yeah, Aussie. He's in the prime position.
Yeah, Aussie now leading the safety car. You can see him weaving, just trying to get tempered to those tires. Everyone's not weaving. Everyone's just trying to see when he goes, which I guess he's going to leave into the last corner at this rate, because that is the optimal point. He's
gone nice and early.
Yeah, that's actually very early on the call. He's actually
he hasn't got. Yeah, it's not clean. It's not really that clean. Battle Cat's right on his tail.
He called Battle Cat napping the tire spare. I think that's just the tire grip of the medium tire. Look at Battle Cat. He had the run, but he couldn't pass him. So I had to wait until that safety car lane. Look at that gap. 1.3 seconds of Domwell from Jacko already.
Wow.
as Echo Cohen's in P5 for RB as Scotty, I think, went spinning at turn 1, so I believe he does have...
rear wing.
Yeah, I think that's his rear wing just damaged. It makes the car undrivable. We all
It
know.
is. He's just... Yeah, he's just going to bring it home now.
We all know this. It just makes the car the worst at feeling. You will have all the front end grip, but your rear's not going to comply to anything, as Echo's going to try around the outside of Lamb. Gonna try hang it, can't quite do it. As Battlecats actually hasn't passed Aussie yet, and I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's waiting for the DRS. Which at this point you might as well, because you've done half the lap already, and if you can't pass, you might as well wait. But just look at the grip advantage in Sector 3. He's basically pushing him. And
Tell you what, Lamb's not going to wait here. No, he is. He's just going to, yeah, I think they've learned a little bit over the last few laps and how chaotic it's been. Am I speaking too soon? We'll find out.
Well, Oscar Piastri went fastest the previous time around. We're currently on board with Marston and P3, just behind the Battlecat in front of Lamb. Everyone just being sensible in the top train. Domwa actually catching a bit because of Aussie probably having to overslow for the compensation of the tyres at this rate.
I reckon Jacko's going to want to get the move done on Dom War because he's got those softs on. He should have a bit more grip here on those 7-lap old mediums. Here he comes.
Here goes Battlecat around the outside of Aussie 2K. Gets the move done around the outside. Marv won't get down the inside. Someone's gone taking the escape road. I think that was Echo taking that escape road as well. Aussie,
let it P on the inside. Turn 12 on Lamb. Gets the move done, but Lamb decides
almost a carbon copy
to
of
fight it.
Almost a carbon copy of the incident before involving Hayden and Oscar. They both locked the wheels and they couldn't really turn. The contact model in this game is horrific.
Yeah, it's gross.
The tire locking mechanic is just insane.
Yeah, it just ruins so many drivers, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of P's gonna have to sit back for P5 as Lamb keeps P4. Aussie actually hanging on for P2 behind the Battlecat after Battlecat got his move done. I would say these mean times might not feeling the best at the moment. They have got 8 laps. Most of that's under safety car. I wonder what the soft tires are like though, because they don't actually last that long. I believe they're the second softest compound here.
Yeah, well, Jacko's just a second behind Echo, so I don't know if he's going to close that gap. He's already done 5 laps on those softs.
Well, Oscar's gone past him. He's now in the P7. He's also got 2 people ahead with penalty, so that'll make it a P5 as Aussie gets past Battlecat for P1. As here comes Marv down the inside of the Battlecat at turn 11. Oh, he's hit the inside car. That's actually ruined his run. It's got Lamb on the outside now. Lamb around the outside at turn 12. He's going to have to let him go.
Oh, Lamb's...
I think Lamb overcooked him into turn 13 and they're just a bit of a whack. Here comes Oscar though. Where's he come from?
Jeez, I tell you what. It's getting very interesting in the latter stages here.
I say, that's Jacko 3-second pens. That's both Saubers with a pen. That's not actually the best thing you want now. Considering everyone is so compact as Echo actually side by side with Marv. This might lose him DRS if they're not careful. Oh, they're banging wheels though. As Oscar's going to try around the inside. He's actually hit Marv. Oh, he's got drifting.
Oh, poor Marv. It's just not the half a lap that he wanted. He's gone from P3 to P7.
Junkyard Doggy has gone spinning at, I think it was turn 4 or 5. Not quite sure. Oscar making the move on Echo for P5. He's now got to catch that gap to the letter P. He's actually gained 2 tenths through the fast chicane, which is insane.
Oh, Marv's in the gravel!
Oh, Marv's gone. That's a bad rejoin. Oh!
He was just stuck on that curb. There wasn't much he could do about it, but he's just had the lap from hell.
Oh, that's... I'm amazed that the Haas actually avoided, considering how close he was to that front wing.
Romsey, he's going to get the run on his teammate up in a P9, and he's got a bunch of guys in front of him with time penalties. So Romsey could find himself up in a P5 here.
Here goes Lamb around the outside of Aussie. Aussie's got to try and hang this around the outside. Bit of contact between the two. Here comes a little P though. He's going to try. Can't quite get it. Aussie's actually held onto that pretty nicely.
Oh, well done, Aussie. Using all the experience he's got there.
That'll be the tier 1 defense experience.
Absolutely. Here comes the letter P.
Watching on board.
Lamb.
Lamb's got no ERS to fight this at all. Oh, you can see... Jesus. Just watching Oscar's line in a fast chicane. It's just flying.
Look at him go. Oh, my goodness. Oscar is on fire. Lamb's had to give way to his teammate.
I think I'll do the same thing. Oscar is such...
Oh, you have to.
Oscar is flying. I mean, he's the fastest car on track.
Oscar in Australia is just something else at Albert Park.
I think at the moment the hards is the quickest tyre, and I think Aussie's actually found that out pretty quickly, considering he's...
Here goes the letter P.
Oh,
up
yeah.
on the inside, up in a P2 into turn 1.
Aussie's been put in the wall!
Oh. Oh. What happened there?
Aussie got put in the wall by letter P at
Oscar?
turn 1.
Oh, letter P, okay. Oh, letter P's up in a P1. I'm not sure where he got the battle cat.
He got him into turn 4. I believe.
Right.
Turn 3, turn 4, but that's after hitting Aussie off track, fight him into turn 1, which, if Aussie reports that it could put letter P in a bit more strife.
It seems to be a little too much ego in tier 2 at the moment.
Yeah, which you don't see this much ego in tier 1, because we all know how each other race, but you see a lot of it in tier 2.
There's a bit more respect you got to say in tier 1 this season. These guys are just still finding... Oh no, the championship leader is gone, he's out. And
he's out with a ghost rider, so I wonder if that's contact down... that has to be both with DRS.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
As
what a fallout in Australia.
As Oscar taking the lead on the main straight. As I think Battlecat will be pleased with what the result he's pulling today. He will want the win, but he's probably pleased with P2 at this rate, because you just need to stay with letter P at this point, because of I believe it's a 3-second. Yeah, letter P, 3-second penalty to his name at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like battle cap. Yeah, yep. Sorry.
Just watching letter P on Oscar. I would say I think Oscar has a lot of straight line speed in that car, because...
Oh! Lamb got a little bit funky there on the exit.
Oh, yeah, it comes out. That's a bit of wheel banging.
I think Lamb will just let him go there. He's going to get him on the time pen anyway. Aussie's right on the back of Lamb. Call it home, mate.
Well, as we run round the final corner, Oscar Piastri from pole converts it into a race win with Battlecat second and Lamb in P3. Could have been a 1-2 finish if we didn't get those safety cars interventions. Actually, it would have been a nice finish to the line without the safety car, but that made it more interesting in my opinion. Aussie on tier 2 debut again after being eligible. P4 and then letter P, P5, Echo, P6 after sign, P20. Actually, pretty good result for Echo. He actually had front wing damage for the whole last stint of power.
I mean, just to finish today is a good result, you've got to say, because that was carnage out there in Australia. So, yep, credit to the boys finishing on the podium. Oscar, the Battlecat, Lamb in the McLaren. So that's a double podium for McLaren today after battling it out really hard with the Williams, Haydo, even the Saubers there, giving the McLarens a bit of spice today to deal with. So yeah, it was all happening out there on track.
Let's see if we can get the drivers in.
Yeah, so we'll get Lamb, Battle Cat. I'm not sure if Oscar can join. We'll find out.
Well, he didn't join the last time, so I don't think he will.
Yeah, I don't think he normally does, but 11 drivers finishing today.
Yeah, 11 drivers out of the full grid we had, which, in my opinion, is an entertaining race, but that is a lot of work for Tier 2 shorts to go through now.
Absolutely. Yep, I've just got a text from Tyrone, and he's on his way down to get another six-pack, so he's going to have a rough weekend coming up with all those reports coming in.
So much for the Easter break.
Easter break, yeah.
Going back into work mode already. But Oscar will take win from P1. He actually gets fastest lap as well, the 18.2. Closest was, I believe, Lamb with the 18.4. So McLaren actually even pace with each other. Lamb stays. He's actually didn't move anyway. He finished where he started. Battle cut from P12 on the grid to P2. Aussie P4, led P5 with a 3-second pen. Probably, I don't know if that's removable. Might be. We have no idea. Then an Echo, Rumsey, Marv for your topper. I don't know who was 9th and 10th. I didn't get that far before it cut out on me.
Scotty, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to have another look. But yeah, it was really unfortunate for Jacko and Ghost Rider there. DNFing on the final lap, I think it was. So we'll have to find out what happened there because it's really unfortunate for the championship leader. No points today. We do have the Battle Cat in here who collected P2 today after a race of attrition around Albert Park, the Battle Cat. Let us know your thoughts right after that race, mate.
Yeah, hi boys. I thought I'd join. I'm probably not going to have another chance this season, so got on the podium, P2, pretty happy with that. So, it was pretty much just keeping it clean, honestly. There was a lot of people banging wheels. I think that early safety car took me out of the pack so I could just race my own race. And then, I was pretty lucky with a few different safety cars and managed to make a few positions up gifted to me. And then, the last sort of safety car managed to stay in front, which was good. I think Aussie helped out a little bit as well, which I'll thank him later. But, like I said, happy with the P2.
Yeah, got to say, with everything happening out there, you did manage to keep it all together. And, you took those the chances when they came and you were there when it counted at the end, mate. So credit to you today for keeping consistent out there. And, it's a fantastic podium. Apollo, anything you want to add for the Battle Cat?
By the fact that good avoidance skills considering you had a front row seat to the carnage in front of you.
Lap one was pretty tough. I think Marvelin in front of me had a bit of a snap, and I helped him finish off that spin into the wall, I think. And then
rip Stewards.
Stewards are going to have a lovely time. And then there was another incident. I can't remember exactly what happened, but two cars. I think it was just before the graveyard. Two cars took each other out and managed to avoid that one too. So, I know it was after the graveyard. It was a McLaren and a Williams. That was fun. So I might share that with the stewards. So they've got a front seat view.
Absolutely.
Well, next week is Silverstone. You're not going to have a break week like the rest of us are going to have. You're straight back into it next week on at Britain. So that's it's a bit of like Australia. A lot of turns, a lot of straights, a lot of bumps that you had to avoid. So have fun with that one. How do you?
It's a bit of a mixed bag for me. I think at one tier, I can't remember which league it was, I ended up winning the sprint and the race, and then I think another league I was just absolutely awful. So can't tell you boys. We'll have to see on the day what will happen. Especially with this grid, half the grid's bloody T1 here. So look, like I said, for me to get a P2, I'm really, really happy with that.
Yeah, I think it's time to move you up to the big boys.
I think so. Might as well move me up, move everyone else down. I could win tier 1 as well then. Let's do that.
Yeah. We'll swap out half the grid from tier 1 and tier 2 and see how they all go.
That's it.
All right, mate. Well, congratulations on a really good result today. Good points for the team. The Junkyard, he finished as well, so I'm sure he got a handful of points there. It's going to help towards the Ferrari total. You've got Meowsy out on track tomorrow, your number 1 driver. Feeling confident for Meowsy?
Yeah, not tomorrow. We're break week. But,
Sorry.
Next year, when he does come. Yeah, definitely. Meowsy's my man. He's going to win this thing. He's going to redemption for sure this season. So, yep.
Bit too eager for tier 1 to go out already.
I am. I'm completely out of my
eager
mind.
as well.
It's Easter tomorrow. And,
He just wants to watch the aliens go around the track one more time.
That's it.
I do. Too programmed. Anyway, mate, thanks for joining us today. And, good luck next weekend.
Thanks, guys.
I think that's all set in stone for tier 2 today, as I don't think anyone else is joining. I don't think Lambs or Oscar's joining, because they don't usually join anyway.
Yeah, I don't think we've had those boys in this season, unfortunately, but that's all right. We got plenty of action from them on the track today, Apollo, so lead us out of here, mate, if you don't mind.
Well, that is tier 2 done, and that's actually done for this week on any more racing. Well, everyone else is going to take a break. I believe tier 1 drives definitely need a break after how many hours we put into this game. I think most of us are actually just sitting on iRacing at this rate for the week, and no one's actually yet touching F1.
Yep, PC's on the way. Let's go.
Next week, we got Brennan. We'll be starting with tier 3. That starts at 8 p.m. AEST, I believe, or was that AEDT? Can't remember.
AEST.
Yes, so that's right. That'll be Britain. That will be the first grid to take the track, and hopefully that will set. We'll set the first benchmark time, but that time's going to tumble down regardless of who goes out on track before tier 1, because I for no doubt that Campbell's going to show up at some point and destroy us all. Anyway, that's all of us for tier 2. We will see you all for tier 3 next week, Friday, 8 p.m. AEST.